11 Assassin's Creed games are currently in development as per an article published by Insider Gaming. You might have never seen this in history. Now, before you think, how is this even possible to make these many Assassin's Creed games at once, I just want to say that Ubisoft has multiple studios across the world. Now, if you see before, only 1 or 2 were developing these Assassin's Creed games primarily, and other studios were kind of just giving support to these main studios. But now, it seems like there's many more studios doing the work. As you can see with Mirage, that it's being developed by Ubisoft Bordeaux, which is a pretty new studio that was started in 2017. Now, let's talk about all these games. The first 3 of these you might already know about, that are Assassin's Creed Mirage, Assassin's Creed Nexus, and Assassin's Creed Codename Jade. So I'm not gonna repeat those games again. There's already enough information regarding it on the internet. So I'm gonna talk about the next 8 games. So first we have Assassin's Creed Red. Now, Assassin's Creed Red is gonna be a game set in feudal Japan. It's gonna be similar to what we have seen in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Origins, or Valhalla. It's gonna be RPG style basically. But in some other articles, I'm seeing that they're saying that the stealth element in this game is also gonna be good, and it's gonna be like Splinter Cell or kind of an Hitman approach involved in this game. We also are gonna have 2 characters in this game. One is gonna be a samurai and another a shinobi. Now, in the teaser we see of this game, we see a female samurai, and it's speculated that the shinobi, the other character, is gonna be an African refugee. So this all looks pretty exciting. I have really high hopes for Assassin's Creed Codename Red because I think it's gonna be current gen games and not previous gen game. If you see with Assassin's Creed Mirage, it's made for PS4, Xbox One, so it is made for previous gens as well, so you might have not seen that much of an upgrade from the previous Assassin's Creed games. And this is the reason why I have high hopes for Assassin's Creed Codename Red. Plus, it is made by Ubisoft Quebec, which was responsible for Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey was massive. It was a very big game, so I hope it's gonna have a very big map and something similar to that, but still it's gonna be between RPG style game, and also, you know, stealth should be also involved in this game. Then we have Assassin's Creed Codename Hexe. Now, a lot of rumors suggest that Assassin's Creed Codename Hexe will be set in Central Europe during the 16th century, and more specifically it's gonna be near Germany or something. And the time period is selected by seeing that there was a very pivotal time in history. A sort of mass hysteria gripped the continent as 80,000 people were executed, all for the crime of being in league with the devil. So, you know, it's gonna have a really good plot if this is what they're gonna make the story on. This is kind of a dark game, and we have not seen a dark game from a very long time in Assassin's Creed. I feel like there was not a single game which was this dark as it's rumored, but let's see. My hopes are really high for this game. The teaser as well, you know, it looks really dark themed. Plus, the studio which is making this game is Ubisoft Montreal, and Ubisoft Montreal is the main studio of Ubisoft, which made most of the older Assassin's Creed games like Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, all of them were made in Ubisoft Montreal, so they know how to do the job perfectly. The next game we have is Assassin's Creed Codename Invictus. Now, this game is gonna be a multiplayer game, and it's not gonna have any story for now, what I've been seeing on different articles and rumors. It is currently unclear as to how this multiplayer will take shape, but many are already proposing that it will be aiming to recapture the popular multiplayer formula that Assassin's Creed historically possessed. Now, if you see older Assassin's Creed games like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, they had like this kind of stuff. They had PvP online modes and stuff like that, which saw players go head to head in a small scale environment, having to blend in with NPCs and utilize a spray of abilities. They are gonna assign a specific opponent to hunt down and kill, and you know, others can do the same with you, so you have to be careful while doing the job. Similarly, it was there in Assassin's Creed Unity. It was a co-op game, you know, you can take part in it. I never played the co-op one, I don't know why. I didn't find it that much intriguing, to be honest, but let's see how this game goes. If the sole focus of this game is multiplayer, I feel like a lot of people are gonna, you know, boot into this game by the hopes of that only, and That's why I feel like this is a really good thing which they did, that they kind of separated the story games from the multiplayer games so that people are already gonna know what they expect. Additionally, the term Invictus is most often associated with the poem of the same name written by Victorian poet William Ernest Henley. So it's rumored that this is gonna be set in Victorian England. Now these are all rumors, so it's not 100%. The next game which I'm gonna talk about is really intriguing as well because it is set in 3 different places, and the game is Assassin's Creed codenamed Nebula. This game is set in India, the Aztec Empire, and the Mediterranean, and I'm really looking forward to this game. I know it's gonna be a while since this game gets released. The reason why I'm so intrigued for this game is because it's gonna be set where I live. I live in India and it's gonna be there, so I'm really pumped for this. To be honest, it's kind of confusing how they are gonna do this thing because India, the Aztec Empire, and the Mediterranean are all in completely different parts of the world. So I don't know how they are gonna merge these different places. Maybe there's gonna be fast travel like we see in Assassin's Creed 3, that we can go to different places in the US like Boston, New York, and stuff like that. Maybe that's how they're gonna do it, because I don't think there's gonna be any other way they are gonna go from one place to the other. And by the way, this game is made by Ubisoft Sofia. Now Ubisoft Sofia made Assassin's Creed Rogue and Assassin's Creed Liberation, which you guys might know. I really liked Assassin's Creed Rogue, even though I know a lot of people didn't like that game that much. I feel like Assassin's Creed Rogue had a different perspective of how the assassins and the Templars work. But anyways, it's a completely different topic and I'm gonna talk about this in some other video. But I have really high hopes for this game. The next one we have is Assassin's Creed Codename Raid. Now Codename Raid is being developed by Ubisoft Chengdu, and it has the idea for a free-to-play 4-player co-op game. It kind of looks similar to Invictus in my opinion, but it's not exactly a multiplayer game. I feel like there's of course a difference between a multiplayer game and a co-op game, alright. It is gonna be a PvE game rather than a PvP game, so I think that's the difference we see right here. I think it's gonna be close to what we see in Assassin's Creed Unity, that's more relatable to this thing. But let's see. A lot of people are also saying that this game is gonna have gacha systems similar to Genshin Impact. Our next game is Assassin's Creed codenamed Echoes. Now, this game is developed by Ubisoft Annecy. This studio has developed multiplayer portion of many Ubisoft games, including a Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell series and the Assassin's Creed series. This studio has made Riders Republic and has also collaborated with Massive Entertainment and worked on Tom Clancy's The Division 2. I think these guys primarily focus on creating multiplayer type of games, so as you might have guessed, Project Echoes is also gonna be a multiplayer game. It's gonna include Ubisoft Scalar technology. Now, if you have not seen the Scalar technology, I can make a new video on this, and it's like a really huge thing for Ubisoft in my opinion. And now the next game is Assassin's Creed Nexus 2, and I'm not tripping, it's actually Assassin's Creed Nexus 2, and the first game is not even released by now. So they're kind of thinking about these things, in advance right now. This game is not in development with the other ones as well, which I mentioned, like Echoes, Raid, Nebula. These are just in concepting stages right now, so these games are not at all like 100% guaranteed that they will come. Assassin's Creed Red, Hexe, Invictus, they are announced already, so these games probably are gonna come, unless they cancel the game, which I don't think Assassin's Creed Red especially is gonna get cancelled, because it might have already been like 2-3 years of making of that game, so it's not gonna get cancelled. But these games right now, Nexus 2, these are just being discussed. It's not even like in the conceptualization stage. And the last one, we have Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake. Now this just dropped from nowhere like yesterday or day before yesterday. According to Kotaku, a team at Ubisoft Singapore is heavily involved in the remake's development. The Singapore studio is also helping out with evolving Assassin's Creed Ocean technology, as it is currently working on Skull and Bones. Now, as you all know that Skull and Bones is just taking forever to get launched. It's been like how many years since it is announced and still not out right now. What my theory is that, as we all know that recently Ubisoft confirmed that they would be doubling down on its blockbuster franchises recently. That's why we see so many Assassin's Creed games studios because they are really focused on the things which are already working. Another thing is that they are completely making use of all their studios right now. Before, if you see their games, a lot of these studios were kind of acting as a support role, not making a game themselves. But right now what I'm seeing is that all different studios are making different games, so they have changed their strategy a little bit right now, in my opinion. But anyways, as you all know, that Skull and Bones has a lot of elements which was similar to Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They are gonna use those same elements in Black Flag to make a remake, you know, because it's just easy, because everything is already made for it, you know. A lot of these things are kind of similar. For example, as they mentioned, the ocean technology and whatnot, it's like a no-brainer to understand that they are doing this stuff. And another thing which makes this even more understandable is that a lot of people are asking Ubisoft that they should make Assassin's Creed, the first one, the original one, to make a remake of it, but rather than that they are making the Black Flag remakes. I think this is the reason that the same Skull and Bones team are making this Black Flag remake, because it's just easier, you know, not what people are. And it's not like people don't want Black Flag remake, but I feel like a lot of people were asking for Assassin's Creed 1 remake more than that, but still they are doing this because I think at this point it's gonna be much easier to make, as they have already the stuff prepared for it by Skull and Bones. But anyways, that's what I have for now, and these are my thoughts after seeing these things. If they are making use of all these studios that they have, I think it's a really good thing. I don't know why they did not do it before, but it can also create a little bit of problems, maybe that it might be a little hard to manage all these games at the same time. That's why maybe they did not do that before. From the top, it kind of looks more productive in my opinion that they are using all these studios. For example, Assassin's Creed Mirage is made by not that big of a studio, you know, it was founded in 2017, so they are fully using all these studios. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. By the way, I'm gonna be making a video on Assassin's Creed Codename Red or Codename Hexe maybe, because those are the two games which people are really hoping for right now, because they are already announced and they are not rumored for now. These two games are pretty much confirmed, Assassin's Creed Red and Hexe. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and sub if you want more Assassin's Creed related news or, you know, leaks or something like that. Make sure to like and sub. If you have any comments, you can do that below. If you have any details to discuss, maybe your thoughts, then feel free, and I'll see you guys in the next one.